Just gonna wait for a few people to hop on here because, oh boy, do I have some things to say to you. Please ignore the hair because I don't really give a crap what I look like on Facebook. I'm not here for the vanity show. I shared videos from about 5 different black people's perspectives today. And you can quit sending me personal messages. I'm right here. You can comment publicly. But 5 different, like, complete social classes to give a perspective of what each social class, is looking at. There was a very, very young black kid with a very, very lot of intelligence. There was Candace Owens. I don't care what you think about these people. I asked you to listen to what they had to say. Because even though they all came from different social classes and stand behind different things, I don't care what they stand behind. It was all for perspective. It wasn't that I'm looking to gain these people a following or a fan club. I wanted you to hear the fucking message. There was another woman who sounded like she was definitely from another country, but grew up here in America. She's black, does not feel oppressed. Let's look at the definition of oppression. Prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. If you look at all the people who are out there right now, black, white, I don't care what fucking color they are, they're all claiming oppression. What have they been oppressed from? We're all free in America to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Hey, Madeline, we are free, and we are not oppressed, and we are not treated cruelly. The only people who are treating us cruelly are each other in society. We're treating blacks cruelly. We're treating whites cruelly. I mean, I hear people refer to black folks who live in the ghetto as niggers. I hear people refer to white people who live in trailer parks as trailer trash, even though that they're all living off the same minimum wage income and going through the same struggles. I wasn't born into white fucking privilege. I had to live in a tent when I was a kid in a friend's backyard. So please tell me how I was privileged enough to live in a tent. I mean, come on. But you know what my father did? He created his own damn business and he worked his ass off. That's what we are free to do, and we are not oppressed in America to be able to do that. You know how many Latinos are here on the Mexican border who have American businesses here and who support their families back home in Mexico with those businesses? They don't feel too oppressed. They feel pretty damn grateful to be able to support their family and have a business in America. So let's look at what oppression really means. I'm asking you to look at perspective. And if Floyd would have been a pedophile, okay, if you listen to Candace Owens' messages, I don't care if you agree with her. Get out of here. She's trying to eat food. If you listen to her messages, he has a rap sheet a mile long. The media is not bringing any of this up. What they are portraying him as this person who was reforming himself after prison. The man has a rap sheet since when he was in Houston and moved up there for nothing but drug charges. And he also broke into a home with a bunch of other men and put a gun. He was the holder of the gun to a pregnant woman's belly and threatened her for drugs. He wanted the drugs and money in the house. If that man would have pulled that trigger and murdered a woman and her unborn child, would we be wearing his picture on a t-shirt? And that is the point that Candace Owens was making, and that's an important one. If he would have been a pedophile, would we be saying the same thing that we're doing now? It sucks that that bastard cop did that. There isn't a single person who has watched that video that says that this was not murder. And if you find one, please let me know, because I can't think of anybody. I haven't seen a damn thing. But what she's talking about is raising this man up as a hero. He was a drug addict. He was found with drugs on him and under the influence of drugs when he was arrested. If it would have came about that the cop had killed a pedophile, how many people would be out burning the fucking streets right now? We need to look at perspective of things, okay? That is what I'm asking people to do. I'm not saying to go add yourself to their friends list. I'm not saying to follow their cause. I'm not saying that half the shit that they're talking about isn't cuckoo when it comes to Corona. I'm not saying that. what I'm asking you to do. Shut up and listen. I'm getting yelled at in text message still, even after I responded to one lady, and she yelled at me in all caps lock. And I came up with the same moral point. If this man would have been a pedophile, would we be doing this right now? And the answer is probably not. We have all suffered some kind of unjust reaction from an authority figure. It's how many times have some of us been pulled over for no freaking reason, and the cop had a bad day and wrote a damn ticket for something we didn't actually do. Okay, people are human. I am not excusing what that cop did. I am not. But if you look at all of the videos that I posted, they are from people from all different walks of Black life. But they all have the same message. These people don't care every other day. Yeah, they support, no police brutality. But here's the thing about statistics, folks. Here's what we need to look at. When they're getting these numbers, okay, when we talk about black on black crime and police brutality, let's look at the actual population of the area where these people are living. Is it like a mixed equal balance of all races, or is it predominantly black or predominantly white? If it's happening in a predominantly white area and there's black people getting arrested and there's police brutality going on, then the chances are that, yeah, it's probably racially motivated, but that's not what's happening. What they need to look at is the population of the area where those numbers are coming from, and they are predominantly black. So what are the odds that when you get pulled over by a police officer that you're going to be black? Well, if the population's 80% African American, it's a pretty good chance that you're going to be black if you're pulled over. I mean, it's math. You can take statistical numbers from population samples and manipulate them the way you want, depending on where you take the population sample from, which is what the big deal with coronavirus is about, why we need to wait for the infection mortality rate and getting our actual population of the United States tested to get enough of a sample to be able to tell what that rate of death actually is. Same thing in this case. I am not saying that any of this is excusable. The Louisville police just walked off the job tonight because they don't feel respected anymore. They're having bricks, urine, everything thrown at them. One of their retired police officers was just killed. Oh, body cam footage says he fired the first shot. He was protecting his fucking pawn shop from being looted and ransacked. Probably what he worked his retirement for, to help support him while he was in retirement. We don't talk about those things. We're only looking at a very narrow perspective, and that's what I'm asking you to open your eyes up and look at the bigger picture here. I'm not saying that black lives don't matter. I'm not saying that nobody's lives matter. Everybody's lives matter, and that is the problem. We need to start respecting each other equally, period. You need to have respect for people, period. We don't have that anymore. It is so easy to sit behind, especially since social media came around. It is so easy to sit behind a freaking keyboard and run your mouth and hurt people and not suffer any accountability for your actions. There is no accountability anymore. And then they want to make arguments about, oh, the police never get charged. The police have a higher, when it comes to prosecuting the police, because of the nature of their job and the use of force that is most oftentimes necessary, you have to prove that it was excessive. There's a higher burden of proof. There is lawmakers and legal folks out there to explain all of this, but have the people who have wanted to make this argument actually done the research? No. They want to go pull articles from their favorite right or left-wing media and use it to support what they're saying. Well, that's not accurate. I want to see unbiased. What I was sharing today, and as I was driving for 600 miles, I had plenty of time to listen to these folks. And I was just going through Facebook Watch and listening to video after video. But these were people, nobody noticed that they were from all walks of life. Nobody commented really to the young man's video who had the American flag standing behind him. No, they all jumped on Candace Owens and like, I can't believe this or that because of how, she's this and she's that. I don't care what she's for or against. I said, listen to her words, listen to the argument that was being made. And I can tell nobody listened. Nobody, because nobody would have supported George Floyd putting a gun to a pregnant woman's belly to go steal drugs had they listened to his rap sheet. Not any of them. I love you too, Stitches. I do want to, this has been emotionally hard. I would like you all to express some condolences to Amanda's brother. I'm not sure if he's passed yet, but he's been battling very courageously with corona on the ventilator, and we've been in touch, and things have not been looking good, and we spent a lot of time talking last night and today. And unfortunately, it looks like he's going to lose his battle. And he's a veteran, as is Amanda and her sister. They're all having a very hard time dealing with this, and I've tried to be as objective as I could, but still as real as I could about the situation without sugarcoating shit, because I'm not good at sugarcoating shit. And unfortunately, it looks like he's going to lose his battle, and that really sucks. It does hit close to home when these things happen, and those people that you care about, because she helped get me through my divorce. And, it's been very hard. But yes, they grow very, very big balls when they're behind the keyboard. And they didn't listen to my words. They immediately jumped on and judged me because of me even sharing this woman's video. Never mind you that I asked you to listen to her points of view and her perspective and the arguments that she was making. Because not only did she make those arguments, but 4 other people in similar videos of all different walks of Black life made the same arguments, or some of the same arguments. So we are not being oppressed in America. We are not being treated cruelly and unjustly. Let's talk about religious oppression in Iraq, okay? They're fighting for westernization over there, and they're over there like trying to do it peacefully. And when you ask people from other countries right now what they think of America, you don't want to know the answers. We are not looking pretty. We are looking selfish. And with the Louisville police walking off the job, guess what's going to happen there? Those same people who, oh, you're oppressing us and abusing us and doing all these things. Well, who's going to be there to save your ass from these looters and rioters that you can't save yourself from? Have some respect for the police, too, and they'll respect you a little bit better. The police brutality is not as common as people would like you to think. It is not okay. It is not okay to kill somebody, especially on camera, at all. And I'm glad he was caught, because it brings us, to light of a problem. But all these people out on the streets who are claiming oppression, these are all young kids who have no idea what oppression feels like. They should go ask their grandparents. And those same grandparents have tried to instill moral values in their children and grandchildren. But then the gang wars and the drug wars came along, and the gangs took over, and we have glorified rap music and rap life. And it's okay to shoot your nigga and wear gold and go sell drugs. We've glorified that. And all of us, white, black, Hispanic, all of it, we all go buy those records and support that. Why don't we call for a change for that rap music too? Trap music, as we call it sometimes. It just all depends on the generation. Gangsta rap. All that was made famous in the 90s. And before that, there was rap. But I don't remember Run DMC with It's Tricky and all that really talking about killing anybody for popularity. And that's what it's come to. And it's gotten worse over the past 3 decades, because that's what we are glorifying. Stop it. Like, seriously, stop. It's not okay to glorify that. Beyonce with her, whatever the hell his name is, I've never liked Jay-Z. But that's what we are. We are spending our money on that shit. We are supporting that behavior. So please, fuck the police. Well, you know what? What are the police going to say when you're calling them for help because your house is burning down, because there's looters and rioters in it, because those police have walked off the fucking job across America because they're done with all of you? Fuck society? No. The police and people like me in healthcare, we still go take care of your stupid asses who are out catching corona and out doing dumb things because we made a pledge to help people. That's what we do. I'm just asking you to gain perspective, not send me private text messages when I'm addressing what you're doing with your negative backlash on Facebook. Let's see here. Yeah, it's very, very frustrating. You know, go ahead and attack me. I'm a big girl. I can take it. I didn't say it was okay. I said listen to the perspective and that the changes need to start in the home. In the home. It's very hard when a single black mother is raising several children because dad's in prison. It's hard. Those kids wind up on the street because mama's at work all fucking day, trying to pay her rent and not be called ghetto fabulous and be harassed because she's getting food stamps to support these kids and do something better for them. You know how many of those black kids turn around and become law enforcement officers or join the service to get out of that or to give back to their country and communities? There's a lot of those stories. We could do better as a community to help support those individuals who are struggling to make ends meet. That's what I'm saying. Help each other. Have respect for each other. It's not about just Black lives. And where are the Black Lives Matter people? They only want to speak out against police brutality. How about you speak out against other brutality within your own communities too, and not make other agencies do it for you and stand alone? But yet, anytime there is 1 ounce of police brutality, we're burning down the country. No, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That is what I stand behind. I'm a fucking patriot. I stand behind my country and the people in it. All of them. I don't select a group. No. I'm behind everybody. Everybody should have a chance to prosper in this country and not be held back. But oppression is not what these young folks are experiencing. Oppression is what crosses burning in your yard and being lynched and for the color of your skin. We're not lynching people anymore on a regular basis, except for extreme hate groups that are isolated amongst themselves and don't include the rest of the white population. I'm not screaming white power. I'm not out fucking toting KKK symbols on my car. I mean, come on. No, I got El Paso Strong on the side of my car. But stop. Just stop, because the arguments are invalid. You're not looking at the whole picture. You're taking my words out of my mouth and out of context, and that's not what I said. That's not what I asked you to do. I asked you to listen to the arguments from all different groups of black people. They're all saying the same thing. So if you don't like Candace Owens, change the channel and listen to the other 4 guys I posted. Might I suggest doing that instead of jumping down my throat? But just remember, if that man was a pedophile, the streets of America wouldn't be on fire right now. We'd all be like, it's okay, it's a pedophile. Let you know where our moral values lie. How about use this time to speak up for injustices for all and stand behind each other, not just Black Lives Matter or the Black Lives Movement. It's a movement for all of us in this country to stand behind each other and quit throwing shit at the police. Jesus effing criminy. It's not all of them who have been responsible for one man's actions. You can't make that argument. It's not even possible. But you're causing people to walk off the job from defending their community. That's fantastic. That's what I want. The police to just quit and go, let them have it. No. I feel safe with them policing my neighborhood. Thank you. But you all have a good night. I'm going to go dry my hair and enjoy being home. I have cat fur balls everywhere. I have a car full of packages I need to unload. I probably am not going to make it any farther than my bed because I have a cat who is hanging out right here Say hi, Rose, on my luggage, because apparently she thinks I'm going to throw it in the car again already. But on my drive home last night, I went through 3 border checkpoints. And for those of you who aren't familiar with what a border checkpoint is, down here on the border of Mexico, which is what I drove along all the way up the Rio Grande to El Paso, because I also live on the border here, there are border checkpoints when you leave these major cities to check for drugs and illegal immigrants and people who are being smuggled. 643 people have lost their CDLs for smuggling people, according to one of the signs. But you have to drive through the checkpoints, and some of them have a dog, and they sniff the car for drugs and all that stuff. But they were actually out in the flashlight with flashlights looking in the ditches, because I'm quite literally driving all along the Rio Grande, which separates the United States from Mexico. But it was 75 to 80 miles an hour the whole way, and it was a great trip. Can't complain about that. But yeah, I went through 3 border checkpoints to get home, and they were out physically searching for illegal immigrants who are still coming over. We had a gentleman in El Paso found in the canal today. He was from Ecuador. That's what happens in the canals. And when it pours rain here and flash floods, they find people in the canals because they can't swim. And we don't have any water here until it flash floods. So those are real world problems that we are also dealing with. We have people dying literally to get into this country, to get away from real oppression. Real oppression. Let me say that again for you. Real oppression. Okay? Walk a mile in their shoes, because it's a long fucking walk from South America. Really long walk. So when we're going to march for people, let's not forget about those folks who are truly oppressed, who wish that they had social media and Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and all these things, because all lives do matter. And we are not restraining, oppressing, or anybody in America today. That's just not happening. And I'm tired of hearing that argument. Yeah, house fires. Yeah, after things got heated downtown between, an 84-year-old woman lost everything due to arson. See, this is... Oh, that was very nice of you, Terry, and thank you. Yes, these kids have no idea what they're protesting for. They do not. They are not oppressed. If anybody wants to talk about privilege, they have the... I keep seeing all these comments on Facebook. Don't these people have jobs? Probably not. They're just out protesting, burning other people's shit to the ground, possibly their own employers, just to get away with a free pair of Nikes or a Saks Fifth Avenue purse or just some kind of rebellion. What happened to burning our bras, burning all sorts of other shit? There's a lot stronger way to make a statement. But we are not oppressed in America. Nobody's unjustly prolonging cruel treatment or anything like that. Nope. Not happening. So think about these things. All I ask people to do is open their minds and gain some perspective. Look at the bigger picture here. I haven't even turned on the news today. I have no news channels. I subscribe to no cable. The internet, that is it. So I have several days free of continuous media coverage, and I'm going to tell you right now, my anxiety level is already lower. But please, folks, this is what I'm asking people to listen for. Respect your fellow Americans. Stand up for the people in your community. Help your neighbors. Help your community members. Start there. But this shit needs to stop.